Konnichiwa viewers, welcome to another episode of Kyoto by Night, Second Breath. Tonight we will peer in on Pink Fox as she is making preparations to form a woo around her. Put some other gaki into her support group, as well as solidify the connection she has with Fera Oru 7. So this evening, Pink Fox, where is it that you are heading?
Pink Fox probably had a word with Yoshi on the phone, on the well, obviously this isn't a prime example of what phone that she got just before Christmas. Just to basically imagine like this uber modern phone that looks more like the iDroid from Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain. Maybe a little bit more condensed because that stuff is pretty much a brick. But yeah, she gives him a call on there. Goes all. Probably doesn't go quite as Genki Girl as she had been in previously, but yeah, she just basically says, do you want to meet up? I want to tell you in person, and etc. etc. And she'll probably suggest that they go meet in. Good lord, what was that place that they initially met at? It was like that cafe or something like that that's on like the main street.
Oh yes, the first time that he had taken you to that cafe that you guys had first met at. I don't even remember off the top of my head what name he had given it. So
yeah,
it was like a cyber cafe, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And unfortunately, we lost that particular scene due to YouTube fucking it up. Thank you very much, YouTube. But nevertheless, yes, Pink Fox will arrange to go meet Yoshi there, and she'll be all, kind of like, smiley and excited, and this, that, and the other.
All right, and if I could just have a moment. Thank you, YouTube, Dave. Anyway, so yeah, Tomei or Yoshi or I'm not even sure which one to put first, but anyway, I'll just he'll be there checking over some information on his computer, waiting for Pink Fox.
Mm-hmm. And Pink Fox will trot right up to Yoshi because he stands out like a sore thumb, but then again, so does she in more than one way. She probably trots up to him, jiggling a little bit, and she'll sit down on the chair next to him. Hi, Yoshi.
Hello, Pink. Or do you prefer Fox?
Oh, I'm okay with either. She'll give him a playful punch on the shoulder. Not hard. Won't need to roll soak or anything. Yeah. At worst, it's just going to ruffle a few fibers in his shirt or jacket or whatever that he's wearing. So, a lot of stuff's happened since we last we're around each other. Have you seen the news?
I see a lot of it, but why don't you outline the basic event?
By that point, Pink Fox has already taken out her phone and she's going absolutely crazy with it. And then she shows him the particular news article featuring, a red face that he most definitely, well, several faces in fact, that he most definitely will recognize.
And what are these faces?
Mr. Storyteller?
The images are of Little Fu, Kagome, and another Gake that I do not believe that you have encountered.
Tomei his face is very rarely shows any emotion, but he will get this what you would probably interpret as confused and bordering on the closest you probably ever see to what the hell look on his face.
Yeah. I mean, you know them, right?
Little Little Fu and me had an encounter. What is she doing on the news, as it were?
I think it says here that she killed a lot of people in that opium den about a month ago, along with Kagome, and that other person there. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure they're a jerk anyway. Yeah. I mean, weren't they? Didn't you say that you knew them and they were kind of, Fu was kind of a bitch to you?
Well, she did run me through a couple of times.
Hmm.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think she liked that I kept dodging.
Yeah, she threw a dead duck at me in the middle of a club because she was failing in a game that we were playing with Musashi-san. She was such a bitch. But
All right, you
yeah.
have to explain. Where did she hit the dead duck? It's not something you usually see in a. It's not something you don't usually see in a club.
It's kind of a complex thing. You know Flesh and Tie?
I know the general.
Huh? The general? I don't know of any general Flesh and Tie.
I meant general outline of the power.
Oh, I knew that. Well, there's like this really advanced form of Flesh and Tie where you can, take parts of your body off and fashion them into little things, like sell them off, like little goblin thingies. I can't remember what it's called. Thai name for it, I think.
Hmm.
I think one of them was one of the things which looked like a dead duck. And yeah, she still lost the game.
True, but it's amazing how it sounds like she lost with style and without style at the same time.
Well, that's her down to a T, I think. Well, anyway, can I ask you a question? Are you part of a Woo yet?
No. I've been on the outskirts, and the only person who seemed interested in making a woo, well, let's just say she ran me through several times. It does not make for a cohesive woo experience, does it?
No. I mean, it seems more like you just wanted a punching bag, but or a stabbing bag, I suppose. But
Yeah.
it kind of that's kind of not what you need in a family member, if a Woo member or whatever.
Right.
Big Fox actually picks up a chair and scuffles it a little bit closer to Yoshi, probably lodges his head on his shoulder. I'd never do that. Oh, you like computers, right? You're really good with this stuff. I want to introduce you to the spirit that I met. They know about you. I told them about you, and they want to say hello to you, personally. If you if you think that they could really help out with you in your cause and everything that you want in your Dharma path and everything, maybe we could, see about forming a group, maybe with Akira as well. Because you guys worked really well together. I mean,
I believe this could work. But yes, I should meet this spirit.
Okay. Well, no, you should. It's a little bit of a walk. It's down near. It's near the big building. The big video. Oh, see, was it? Hang on, I actually got it in my notes. I should actually.
Yeah, you got it right. It's
Yeah.
big camera at the
Camera.
Kyoto station.
Yes, it's the big camera building outside Kyoto Station. They usually found just outside there, but in fact, they're on my phone as well. So wherever they go, we can go.
Okay.
how about we go somewhere a little bit more private, and I could give them a call. You know, put them on video camera. I mean, look at the screen here; it's huge. And she like shows off her Uber her Uber cut bleeding edge mobile phone, which as I mentioned, looks right out of a video game.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
It has 5G internet. But they're only 4G. It's 5G.
Yes. And we know who's responsible for that. Thank you, Falong 7. I keep mispronouncing that. I know, but I'm. Okay.
It happens.
And I think Pink Fox wants Yoshi as. I call him Yoshi because it reminds me of very fond memories of my childhood. Once Yoshi has like got his all stuff, Pink Fox will probably like take him to some, probably somewhere where Falong 7 would like. That's somewhat close, like maybe some sort of like around the back of an electronics store in an alleyway or something like that, or basically anywhere that they won't be disturbed, and then she'll probably like start a video call with Falong 7, and she'll probably like get to make sure that Yoshi can actually see the screen, and the camera can like show both herself and Yoshi.
Hi, nice to meet you. Yoshi, this is Falong 7. Falong 7. This is Yoshi.
Yoshi will bow.
Konnichiwa.
Falong 7, as you can tell, is a Yang spirit. But they're a Yang spirit of technological innovation. Their cause is the development and widespread use of mobile communication technology. I know that probably isn't, something that someone with your path is likely to want to bind themselves to, but hear me out. You're good with computers. You're really good with computers. Falong 7, if you bind them as your Nushi, they'll help improve your abilities with them. Not only that, they'll also give you guidance in areas where you feel you may need it.
Well, this is a fast technological world. I assume it will continue on this path, so we might need a technological spirit.
Yeah. And the price that Falong 7 demands for her patronage of us is to help the development and the use of mobile communication technology in Kyoto and anywhere that we tread. Obviously, this will mostly refer to this world, the physical world. But what we do also has an effect in the Yang world.
Don't scream at you.
Yes, and probably the Yin world as well. I mean, I don't know personally. Not a Western cafe.
Jacob, just off of the top of my head, how would the expansion of do I know what the greater expansion of mobile phones and mobile technology, what effect this would have on the Yin realm?
It would depend on a lot of factors, just like anything else in the mortal realms. If it's done correctly, then it won't negatively impact the Shadowlands.
Yeah, it usually is a bit harder for things in the gray world unless they're a human being to affect the yen world.
Ollie, come here.
Anyway, so doesn't seem like a bad idea. Does she mean like set up mobile phone shops or
Well,
something
I
like
was
that?
kind of thinking maybe something a little bit more, something a little bit more grander.
Bring you what?
Uh, I was thinking maybe we could search around Kyoto for local mobile phone companies, or maybe we could try and like check the stock market and check the level of investors in, these companies, because it's more of a case of development that is important here. Once new developments are made, it starts to trickle down. But getting the funding for that development, that can be a challenge in and of itself. But there's
As
also
long
other ways.
as your Wu is utilizing the highest level of technological availability and is passing that along and encouraging the use of said actions within your spheres of influence and growing that sphere of influence, I will be able to assist you.
Yeah, you see?
Mm-hmm. Well, I can definitely try. As I said, I was a computer archivist, and dealing with the dead isn't exactly. The dead really don't use cell phones, as I understand it, but I can definitely try to help you and any of your influences.
Well, out of everyone that I know, you're one of the few west-facing Gake. So your input in these things would be appreciated.
Mm.
There's one other thing that I think I'll probably need to mention this to Akira when we can get a hold of him. But tell me, have you really been paying that much attention to things that have been going on? I mean, like that museum thing. I mean, you remember the news article? Do you remember who was in charge of the investigation?
Hmm. Uh, I assume this is where my eidetic memory would come in and say it was Captain Wakazashi or Wakazaka, whatever his name is.
Wakihisa?
Yeah, Wakihisa. Is that correct? And is my assumption correct, Jacob?
Yes.
Okay. With that, you're talking about Captain Wakazisha.
Wakihisa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. I'm east facing, so naturally I keep my ear to the ground with a lot of things in the mortal realm. But I've been hearing that name a lot more times than I really would like. So I started to look into him, look into this person. Do you want to know what I found?
Well, I assume you found out more than he's a practicing Buddhist.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, as well as he's a devout Buddhist, and he goes to the Soyahanzi Mayamanji temple.
Hmm.
The same temple that the ancestor is at. Anyway, this is what I found. He's mostly active around downtown, central, Arashima districts. He's affiliated with the JIC, So, you know, he's got some connections there. And he seems to, by his own reputation, revolve mostly around some of the unusual cases. You know, even going so far as to actually force himself into cases that he would otherwise have no business being involved in. You know, which, despite that, however, he has a clean record. You know, no history, or even something much of an accusation of brutality or corruption. You know, which is strange. Well, it's good, but you know, it's considering his reputation, it does seem kind of strange. And
Um,
also, he's estranged from his extended family. You know, he doesn't have a wife, doesn't get in touch
um,
with them. So,
from
yeah.
what I heard, he does have a wife, but she's not been seen in public for a while.
Oh, you
Yeah.
serious? Told you that.
Well, an assistant of mine did some digging. He has no children, and his wife has not been seen in public.
What was the wife's name?
Mm, uh, Jacob, was he able to? He get a name, or is it just basically what he says there?
It would be Mrs. Wakahisa. Would be the name that your retainer was able to get.
Yeah, basically, all I know is she's Mrs. Bakisa.
And Pink Fox gives you a definite, are you serious look.
Yes. It, uh, my
You,
my assistant was not able to get a first name or given name.
Shit. Okay.
And once the little one has stopped pulling tables by the sound of things.
Yeah, that kind of. Now that's really piqued my interest.
Hmm.
I have
Now,
this kind of theory. If you'll just let me, with all this evidence, I thought two things. Number one, he was a puppet, you know, part of the scarlet screens of one of the ancestors, you know, most likely Sorensen. On the other hand, he could also be a hunter.
um, Jacob, remind me because it's been a very long time since I've met any of the ancestors except the first Oni. Um, Sorensen is um, the the head one. What did you call
Ancestor.
him? Yeah, the or her
Her.
Sozen.
So,
yes, Sosen
I,
Kisaragi.
Yeah,
My mistake.
Kisaragi.
So, with everything that you've gathered, do you think you could come up with anything similar to that? Does it all fall into place?
I have to say the evidence and the things I've witnessed at court. I have to say I believe the first theory to ring truer than the second.
Hmm.
Although to confirm this, I'd really like to find out who his wife is.
Yeah, there are ways that you can do that. You know, a lot easier ways. But there are also risky ways as well.
Well, let's try the easy ways. If they work,
Let me
good.
explain.
Okay.
Do you know of the discipline of obligation?
I know of it. I don't have any experience myself.
I know it. All I need is to see this Captain Wakihisa in person, just for a few moments. Then I can read them. If I get a good enough reading on him, maybe I'll be able to find out some answers. I think I may have an ideal opportunity, but I need help with it. Because, you know, in the worst case scenario, I want to be able to know that there are people, maybe not inside, but, close by that have my back.
Okay.
I'll put it this way. I have a contact that can get me into this New Year's party, on Isakan. It's going to be for the Kyoto police, but they're also invited people from the Manichi Broadcasting Company. It's the news corporation that surround Kyoto and surrounding areas. They've given them like an invitation there, and I've been able to go there. If I can find Captain Wakihisa, I can use the obligation on him, and I can hopefully find some answers without attracting too much undue attention to myself. But if the worst case scenario happens, it might be a good idea to keep your eyes and ears going on about what's going on.
Hmm. I can definitely accompany you. Although it seems like what broadcasting company did you say it was?
Don't worry about it.
I was going. I was going to
It's
say if they have you could go under as an idol.
well, it's more a case of I'm going there with my contact.
Okay.
+1, that type of thing.
Hmm.
Just
So
you don't need to worry about it. All you need to know is that I'm going in there. I'm going to be probably about as close as I can get to Captain Wakihisa, without actually, going into a police office and,
hmm.
giving him the giving him the eye thing there. Um, yeah. So we'll need to speak, if fellow Seven accepts uh, Akira as well as you, then we can probably try and fix up some way that we can, you know, organize this to, gel it together.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, I could go there by myself, do what I need to do, but I would appreciate it if I had someone on the outside that was, willing to help, or at least, willing to do something to draw attention away from me, if in the worst case scenario.
Hmm. Okay. Um. Hmm.
I mean, let me
Like
put it this, let me put it this way: there's always free cheese in a mousetrap, and I get the feeling this could very well be a very, very big mousetrap, and I don't want to get my tail snapped in the spring when I start nibbling at the cheese.
hmm. Well, I can understand your trepidation. I'm just trying to think what why one of the elder contacts would be in in a mousetrap, as it were.
Why do you think that they would be?
Oh, you mean why do I think it's Captain Wakazashi or
Wakahisa.
Wakahisa is a influenced by one of the elders?
Yeah.
Well, all right. I'll let you in on it because you would have, if you were at the meeting I was, you would have put two and two together. You remember the investigation in our little friend who had a rather messy eating habit?
Yeah?
Well, there was also an investigation about those women, and given our we have to be careful about such activities. One of the elders tightened up that investigation as well.
So he covered it up.
Hmm. Uh, yes, pretty much.
Why do you think he did that?
Well, uh, have well having bodies of individuals that are eaten becoming well, of course, it become front page news would really disrupt the scarlet screen. I believe that's why they suppressed this investigation.
Hmm. Okay.
So the Susan took care of the issue. I'm just wondering what her relationship to the captain is.
Who knows? But I think I will find out when I use obligation on him.
Yes. So, has it seems you have slightly better information than I do. Has the captain done anything else that, other than causing trouble for these investigations that might expose our existence?
Not that I know of. Well, actually, there's probably a lot of cases, now that I think about it, that he may have been involved in that could feasibly have had some kind of, connection to our kind, the Hengyokai, or some other force.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we looked pretty hard at it, I'm pretty sure we could find some kind of pattern. But, we'll save that kind of stuff for when we have Akira, if he will join this group. Yeah, speaking of which, what do you think we're going to call ourselves?
Well, there's not going to be seven of us, so that rules out any puns on this seven. Hmm. Uh, OOC. Jacob, could you type out
He is AFK.
yeah. I'm sorry, not Jacob. Jason. I guess you have it written down. The make. Oh, darn it. The spirit's name. so I can take a look at it?
Yes, I do have it written out. Yeah. Oh, Jacob beat me to the punch.
Ah. Hmm.
And considering we're all going to be like, mobile communication type thing, computers and stuff like that, we could have a really cute username for a Woo name. But, we gotta get number 3 first.
Right. And
We can't be, I know that the Three Musketeers technically had 5 people, but gotta be 3 minimum.
well, I'm going to say with my academics of 2. I'm going to bring up. Well, they did start as 3, but the Musketeers just added onto themselves. So.
I'm sure I'll come up with something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Fella Order 7 will like whatever we come up with.
Jacob, does the name usually coincide with the mark or the kanji you're given, the Quajin kanji, or is it can it be separate from the name?
I'm not sure I follow the syntax of that question.
Me neither.
Each Wu, as I understand it, the Quajin language. In the Quajin language, each Wu is given a kanji from that language to basically represent the Wu.
Oh yes, it would be based. It would be based off of the name of the Wu.
Okay. So, given that it is an old language and we are a fairly modern Wu, I wonder how that will come into play. Oh well.
I don't know. If push comes to shove, we don't have to, use kanji. Could always use hiragana. Hiragana.
That's basically the other side of the written kanji, the Japanese.
Okay. It's not the Japanese language. The Quajin have their own.
What? We're not Chinese.
No. Our people as a whole have their own written language.
Yeah, but we're Gake, clans of the sun.
Yeah, I think House Bishamon would be very strictly using the Japanese language. Their pride will not allow them to adapt the writings of the mainland courts.
Oh.
They're only willing to make a truce so far.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Anyway, well, in and of itself, this seems interesting because within that, they're being the rebels against tradition.
Just don't tell them that.
Yeah. That's something we keep to ourselves.
You can have that conversation with one of the NPCs. Next scene you have with one of the Mandarins, and you can bring that up as an intellectual discussion.
Common sense.
Yeah.
Buy it.
No.
Buy it,
Yeah.
good sir. It will save your neck.
Yeah, I don't even want to give that as an enigma question. That's an OOC question comment.
It
Anyway,
is.
so yeah, before we get off on the Odyssey thing, well, if we are to join forces, maybe it would be better to know something of our private projects. Nothing that's too secretive, just the basics.
Sure, but we'll do that when we get Akira.
Ah, okay.
And once you guys get fully bonded, so you can feel a little more comfortable sharing such things, I'm sure.
Mm.
Well, now that we know that we have a common goal, as Captain Makisa, maybe, just maybe we can make this work.
Right. But at this moment, I would very strongly just caution that we should just find out any information. None of us should go uh, off half-cocked, because I think if the Sozin were to lose a favorite team member of hers, she'd be very angry.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not really the type to go off half-cocked. Rather go in there with the full cock.
And Tomei does
And
a mental face.
Pink Fox probably says that with the whole Genki smile on her face, but the whole trouble face, as it were.
And Tomei does a mental face palm. Anyway, I just thought it'd be best to give my Yang channeled uh, possible Wii members a little word of caution.
Yeah. You know, we can't spend our entire lives, our entire unlives, our entire existences just waiting and waiting and waiting. We'll miss the opportunity and it might not come back for us for a very long time. So, now that we know where we're going with this thing, I'll try and find where Akira is and hopefully I can bring us all together.
Hmm. Yes, that would be a good idea.
The party is going to be on, the 30th. Hang on, is it 30th or 31st?
31st. It's New Year's.
The 31st, so better get this thing going real quickly. If you
Yes,
have any
we should.
ideas, be sure to let me know when we next meet.
Um, if you need any background information on the building or the event itself, if you give me enough time, I will see if I can research it at all.
Oh, totally, do it. If you can find any, like, entrances, exits, floor plans, whatever, list of guests, anything like that. Literally anything at all, any small, minute detail. Maybe it could give a hint.
All right. Well then, my assistant has a couple of long days and nights ahead of him. Then,
Okay. And well, I've got to decide what I'm gonna wear to the party.
hmm, yep.
I've totally got some awesome ideas. You know, I don't want to, kind of like clash with the person I'm going with.
Yes, etiquette would say that would be a bad thing to do.
I'll leave that dilemma for myself. I'll let you get on to what you're gonna do. and let me know as soon as you find anything.
Okay. And with that, Tomei will write down the name of the event and then head up. And after he says his goodbyes, we'll head off to give his assistant the next day of work, or next few days of work assignment.
All right. And we will say sayonara to those of you who have been watching. And it looks like we are that much closer to getting our second Woo formalized. And very appropriate Nushi spirit for them as well. One of technology, when we've got, as Makoto would say, two nerds in the group. But we'll see what benefits they can reap in the future. So,
Two
again,
nerds and a cheerleader.
yeah, two nerds and the cheerleader. Thanks for watching. Sayonara.